I need is a little more time.
Sorry, Harris.
Clayton, you can't do this. It's taken me 30 years.
Look, Harris, I haven't all day to listen to sob stories. You've no alternative. I have your signature on the dotted line.
But I expanded on your firm promise of work for my company.
A verbal promise. Grow up, Harris.
So that's the way things are. One day you'll realize that you just can't trample on people. You'll learn.
You know the way out. Goodbye, Harris.
It's you.
They're just going into the ballroom. Make sure no one disturbs them. Orders from Mr. Clayton.
Right, Molyneux. No one will get past me.
Molyneux! Sir! Don't shout, man. Try to remember you've left the army. We're going in, Molyneux. And bring my car to the front entrance in half an hour.
Yes, Mr. Clayton. Clayton?
What are you doing in here, boy?
I didn't feel well, sir. I just came in here to sit down for a minute.
I see. You'd better wait in the anteroom.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's get down to business. Now, you'll see from the figures on page 3 that the present market price is 23 1/8. Within a week, I estimate this will have dropped to 11 4. Buying through the 7 listed companies under our control, we should be able to gain a majority holding for £127,000. The yield should be something approaching 40%.
Then, when the shares fall to rock bottom, they step in and buy them up. There could be up to 30 different companies involved, and the original outlay may be as high as £3 million. But the return should be around 40% for a few days' work.
Well, while you're wearing those glasses, Joe, you're the expert, so I suppose you understand it all. But to a layman, it sounds like out-and-out fraud.
Legalised fraud, Mac. They sail close to the wind, but it's all legal, I'm afraid.
The authorities can't touch him.
You mean to tell me Clayton can get away with it?
Mac, he's done it before.
And as far as I can see, he'll do it again.
One of the companies he has on the hook this time is Leto Machine Tools.
Leto Tools? That's owned by a guy called Harris. He manufactures specialized components of national importance. Even WIN use him on special occasions.
That's right, Sam. It's just another reason why Clayton must be stopped.
But if he's inside the law, how do we do that?
Well, I think I've got it. This is a unique situation, and we'll have to resort to unorthodox methods. But maybe the joke will be on Clayton. Here's how we do it.
Come in. Who are you?
Professor McLean, BSc, PhD, Fellow of the Royal Institute. I'm the new T-boy.
I wish I could have seen his face, Dad.
Well, it was quite amusing. I waited till he'd finished his tea, and then I told him. Very casually, I said, "By the way, Mr. Clayton, the tea you have just drunk contained a drug, perfectly harmless, physically, but it will induce hallucinations until an antidote is administered."
Did he believe you?
Of course not. He was absolutely furious. I then said, unless he called off his next fraudulent takeover and paid back all the people he'd cheated in the past, the drug would be allowed to take effect.
What happened then, Dad?
He had me thrown out by the commissioner.
I told you, Chief, no one would fall for something like this, a non-existent drug. Clayton's an intelligent man.
You wouldn't believe it. I wouldn't. But Clayton's so full of deception, he'll convince himself it's true. With a little help from Joe 90.
Look at the time. Off you go, Joe. You've got to be up early tomorrow. That's when the fun will begin.
Oh, can't I stay up a little longer, Dad?
I told Clayton we'd call on him every day until he changed his mind. Up to bed, Joe. That should have woken him up, Joe. Ah, yes, there he is.
What's the meaning of this? Are you completely mad?
We'd like to talk to you.
Clear off before I call the police.
I think a little of the trumpet voluntary, Joe.
My pleasure.
Stop it! This is a respectable area. Stop it, I say. It's 6 a.m.
Round one to us, I think, Joe. Try a little blues. Good morning, Mr. Clayton.
Are you raving mad?
We came to see if you've changed your mind.
Wait a minute. Aren't you the boy who was in the boardroom? It's you playing the trumpet.
It sure is. You dig?
If anything like this happens again, I will have no hesitation in putting the whole matter in the hands of the police. And if you take my advice, you'll go and see a psychiatrist.
Crazy.
See you down there, Mr. Clayton.
Get off my property before I have you thrown off.
See you down there.
He threatened to tell the police.
All taken care of, Mac. I asked the local police to cooperate.
What did you tell them, Mr. Weston?
The truth, Joe. WIN are investigating Clayton. The police have had their eye on him for some time. They agreed immediately.
Well, we'd better get back to the cottage. I want to check a couple of things on the big rat, ready for your brain transfer tonight, Joe.
And I think I'll go over to Clayton Enterprises and get in on the fun. See you down there.
Is that clearly understood, Molyneux?
You want 5-foot gates fitted to your drive with electronic locks operated from the house.
Right. And I want it done today.
Yes, sir. Is there, any particular reason?
Don't ask questions, man. I don't care what it costs. Make sure it's done. Who is it?
Weston, CNC, World Intelligence, London.
Mr. Weston, from World Intelligence? I don't understand.
I'm the new T-Boy.
Get out. Get out! You too, Molyneux!
See you down there, Clayton.
put on the power pack, Joe?
Yes, Dad.
Now, the doorbell. Let's see. I think if I just connect the tape recorder here and cut off the chimes. That should do it.
What's happening?
It's working even better than I anticipated.
Okay, Mac. I'll go and see how strong his nerves are.
You!
Hello, Clayton. Interesting chimes you have there.
That car. How did you drive it past the gates?
Car? What car?
Clear off, you lunatic! Who's that? Who is it? Who's there? No!
See you down there, Mr. Clayton.
No, I don't believe it.
All this happened last night,
That's right.
and you say the boy then flew out the window.
Yes, the same one who played the trumpet. What do you look at me like that for?
Well, just how could he have flown out the window?
Well, don't you see? They're trying to make me think I'm seeing things. Come in.
The police, sir.
Ah, good. Now, they'll fix that boy and his lunatic father.
Well, we'll leave you to it.
But don't just stand there, Molyneux. Show the officer in.
Yes, sir.
Sam Louver, River Police. Do a lot of work underwater, undercover, under stones, underpaid. Understand you're in trouble.
I don't believe it.
Can I get you a drink of water, sir? You've gone all sort of green-like.
Listen. Well, there it is again.
No, sir. Sir, are you feeling all right?
Why, I never felt better in my life. You're fired. Fired, do you hear?
Joe, you now have the brain pattern of the world's leading mimic.
Shall I try it, Dad?
Yes, Joe.
I think...
I think you've done a marvelous job, Sam.
Hey, that was great. You've got Mac's voice exactly, Joe.
Wonderful. Now we can really work on Clayton. He won't know what day it is.
That's right.
Now we can really work on Clayton.
Is that you, Stuart?
Is that you, Stuart?
That's it, Joe. Clayton's voice exactly.
I've put the call through, Joe. It's ringing.
Is that you, Stuart? Come over to my home immediately. And listen, wear fancy dress. That's what I said, fancy dress. Don't argue, just do it. And tell Evans to do the same. Yes, it's a party. Stuart, if you two want to remain members of the board, you better get over here, fast.
Great, Joe. Just great.
Is this some sort of sick joke? What are you two trying to do?
Well, you called me on the telephone.
I know. I know what it is. You're in league with them, eh? Admit it. Come on. Who's behind all this?
I think we'd better leave.
Fancy dress. Trying to make me think I'm seeing things, eh? Hallucinations, eh? Who's that? If it's that lunatic professor and his boy...
It's the doctor. We phoned for a doctor. Go and let him in, Evans.
Who's sick? Who's sick, eh? You're not saying I'm sick.
Take it easy. I think you ought to sit down.
Sit down? I don't want to sit down.
What's going on? A fancy dress ball?
You? I checked on you. You are CNCWIN.
That's right. I'm in charge of WIN. How long has he been like this?
Since we arrived.
Stop whispering. In fact, get out. All of you.
I think we'd better make an appointment as early as possible. Say 6 a.m. tomorrow? See you down there.
Get out. Get out. Get out! Get out!
If this works, Mac, it'll be a clincher. He's near the breaking point.
It'll work, Sam. Shane Weston managed to drop the jammer in Clayton's lounge. Do we know if he's watching TV?
He's watching. The chief checked 10 minutes ago. Probably trying to relax.
Ready to start transmission in 30 seconds.
All ready this end, Professor. Ready, Joe?
Ready? This is...
This is Ralph Clayton. This is Ralph Clayton.
The calm, scenic beauty of the English countryside. The river reaches through meadows thick with their carpet of buttercups and the wild foxglove.
"15 seconds.
One well may wander like a cloud o'er vales and hills in this blessed land.
We interrupt this program for a special telecast. Tonight, we are privileged to have Ralph Clayton of Clayton Enterprises in the studio.
No.
Ralph Clayton.
Good evening. No.
Tonight, I would like to tell you how to squeeze the small business into submission and still stay inside the law.
Yes, sir.
See you down there, Mr. Clayton.
Is there any... Tonight I would like to tell you how to squeeze the small business. I don't care what it costs. Make sure it's done.
Weston, CNC, World Intelligence, London.
Undercover, understood.
Mr.
See you down there, Mr. Clayton.
Who are you?
Professor McLean, BSc,
Weston?
PhD, Fellow of the Royal Institute.
Weston, CNC, World Intelligence.
Do a lot of work underwater, undercover, understones, underpaid. Understand, you're in trouble.
Ralph Clayton.
Who are you? Good evening.
Professor McLean, BSc,
Tonight I would like to tell you
PhD,
how to squeeze
Fellow
the
of the
small
Royal
business
Institute.
into submission
I'm
and
William T.
still
Ball.
stay inside the law.
Have you got the documents, Joe?
Yes, Dad. Everything's ready. Uncle Sam telephoned Clayton. He knows we're coming.
It's open. Come straight in.
Good morning, Mr. Clayton.
All right. The antidote. How much do you want for it?
Not a penny. Just a signature. My son Joe has the documents in question. I presume you have a pen.
But this is too much. It says here.
It says you will pay back all the money you have made by your smart tricks.
I won't do it.
I think you ought to, Mr. Clayton.
Molyneux.
See you down there, Clayton.
No. Wait. See me down where?
On your hands and knees, for all the little men you've crushed.
All right. I'm begging the antidote. Please.
Sign.
All right. I'll sign.
Ah, thank you. And now, I think one of these will cure all your hallucinations.
They look like jelly babies.
Yes, they do, don't they? That's it. Take one.
All signed and sealed, Dad.
Well, we'll be going. Remember, Clayton, mens sana in corpore sane.
What's that?
It means healthy mind, healthy body.
There was no drug, and there was a logical explanation for everything that happened. You think about it, Clayton.
Molyneux?
Is anything wrong, Mr. Clayton?
No, Jim. It's just good to see you back.
Well, thank you, sir.
I think we might think about a rise for you, Jim. Come and see me later.
Well, thank you, sir.
Ah, Stuart. How are we this morning?
Fine, as yet.
Don't look so worried. Have a jelly baby.
Jelly baby? They're for children, aren't they?
Yes, it took a young boy and a jelly baby. Come on, Stuart. We've got work to do. Honest work.